I hope next year is better. I hope things improve from here on out, and let's look forward to a better 2017. I hope next year is better. I hope next year is better. I hope next year is better.
It wasn't. Okay. So, this year was a bit of a shit show, wasn't it? I mean, a lot of things happened this year. The celebrity deaths continued, unfortunately. Not even gonna touch that. But just like last year, we actually had some pretty good distractions playing at the cinema. But of course, going to the movies, it's always a gamble. You never know if you're going to like something or dislike it until you sit down and watch it for yourself. And that's a gamble you don't always win on, because sometimes you just end up watching just the worst stuff. So, you know, let's go into the new year trying to get rid of all the negativity of the past. If we can, it's gonna be hard. Oh boy. Fun. At number 10, we got Bright. Hey, have you ever wanted to see a movie written by a person that more and more people are claiming to be an abusive creep and directed by the guy who brought you Suicide Squad? No? What's that? You said no? Don't watch Bright. Yes, this year's Bright was Netflix's first attempt at a real big blockbuster movie. The only problem is you can't give that to the person who made Suicide Squad.
And the movie's good. The movie has a great heart. The movie's good. The movie's good. The movie has a great heart.
Granted, it's not as all over the place, but the characters are still just unlikable, and the editing is just... It's something. At number 9, we got The House. Now, going into this, I expected what pretty much anybody would. Just your standard Will Ferrell comedy, maybe some laughs, and then, you forget about it just as quickly as you saw it. One of those. But much to my surprise, this movie gave me a lot more than that. Oh, wait, sorry, that's not what I had written down here. Much to my surprise, it was so bad. This is one of the laziest comedies I've seen in a while, because they're not even really trying to tell... jokes. It's just kind of things happening, and I guess what's supposed to be funny situations, but it just has this dark, ugly sense of humor that really doesn't generate any laughs throughout the majority of it. I'm pretty forgiving with a lot of things in movies. My willing suspension of disbelief goes pretty far, especially in a comedy movie. You can't really take it too seriously, but so many things in this movie will just leave you going like, okay, I guess that's how that works. So don't check it out. Go watch a good movie like Shrek. At number 8, we got Rings. Now, I could actually explain to you why this movie is bad, but I don't think anybody was really expecting this to be good. It was pushed back, what, like 3 or 4 times and came out in the middle of a dead season? Color me excited. I think I'll just put the poster up here for you to see that and see what they went with for their marketing, and I think that pretty accurately sums it up. At number 7, we got Flatliners. Now, I think there are actually some good times to remake a movie, specifically when you have a movie that had an interesting idea or concept but was pretty flawed in its execution. So the idea of remaking a movie like Flatliners actually sounds like it would probably be a good place to go. Like, you could do some new things with it. Or you could kill off the main character midway through the movie and then just kind of wander around hopelessly after that. That's something else you could do too. I don't know why you'd want to, but yeah, it's fair game, I guess. Now, at number 6, we got Geostorm. Now, when I was sitting down and writing the list this year, I was trying to think back to all the movies I liked this year and all the movies I didn't like, and I actually got a few different lists and was able to finally narrow it down, and for the longest time, Geostorm wasn't on there. And that's not because I thought it was good, but more so I just forgot it came out this year, because the entire time I'm watching Geostorm, you feel like you're stuck in the late 90s. Trust me, I have a lot of great memories from when I was 5. The whole thing has that sort of late 90s Roland Emmerich disaster movie type vibe that you don't really see anymore, but the reason you don't see that is because it sucks. At number 3, we got Book of Henry. Now, I was trying to think of what I could possibly say about Book of Henry from the director of the critically acclaimed film Jurassic World. And honestly, I got nothing. I don't know how to describe this movie to you. From the looks of it, you think it's probably just another indie, like, coming-of-age movie, something sort of like that. But if you watch it, I think you'll understand that it is one of the most confusing movies that has come out in quite a while. In addition to being completely tone-deaf and downright insufferable, this film just doesn't seem to know what it wants to be. Does it want to be a touching coming-of-age story? Does it want to be some weird murder story? Does it want to be a story about the mother's love for her son, or a mother growing up, or just trust me, it's one of those things you have to see for yourself to understand. Scratch that. Don't watch this movie. Don't watch. Don't watch. At number 4, we got The Mummy. What can I say? They were so confident that this was gonna be the next big thing. This was gonna be the next big cinematic universe. This. There's not a joke I can make there. It did it for me. At number 3, we got Transformers: The Last Knight.
My lord? You ruined the moment again. I was making the moment more epic.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Stop it! What?
So I think my feelings on the most recent Transformers movies have been pretty clear in my list before.
Boom, 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 boom. There you go. That's the movie.
So naturally, I didn't want to see this one, and I didn't think I'd be that surprised by what I did see, but boy, I was wrong. This was a Transformers movie? Because I thought it was a movie about Mark Wahlberg and this lady trying to find some
there's like
actually
Earth
happening
on
Earth is being attacked by a dragon. Someone, but Earth characters are very unlikable, and the humor is some of the worst I have ever seen. Number 2, we got The Snowman. This one seemed like it could have been a surefire hit. You've got a very big star right now, Michael Fassbender. You've got a director who's made 2 really good movies, and the backing of someone like Martin Scorsese. So how the hell did it turn out like this? Well, it's pretty well known now that this movie didn't even end up shooting 15 to 20% of the scenes they needed to make the story make sense. And when watching the movie, oh boy, you can tell. It also just seems like there's a lot of decisions that just flat out shouldn't have been made. For example, the decision to call the lead character Harry Hole. Harry Hole. The lead character's name is Harry Hole. Harry Hole. And yes, I know that is the character's name in the books, but you know, not everything should be adapted one-to-one. Also, this is like the 8th book in the series, apparently, so you're already starting from a pretty unconventional place. Might as well switch it up. And at number 1, we have the movie that just flat out has absolutely nothing of merit in it. The movie that, even though I saw it fairly early in the year, I immediately knew that it was going to be the worst film I'd end up seeing all year, so I guess it's good that we got it out of the way early. Number 1 is The Bye-Bye Man. I really don't think I can say anything about this one. I struggled with some of the other movies on this list, but this one is just completely insane. Pretty much everything about it is wrong. I'm honestly at a loss for words with The Bye-Bye Man because I don't know what I can say. The acting...
Don't say it, don't think it! Don't say it, don't think it!
...is terrible. The lighting is terrible. The story...
He makes you see things. And he makes you do things. Who knows how many good people he's made do horrible things like this?
...is borderline incoherent. I guess I do have things to say about it. Out of every other movie I saw this year, there were things to enjoy. Even the worst movies this year had some good elements in them. Every other movie I mentioned on this list has at least 1 or 2 positive elements to it. All those movies, if I had to think about it, had at least one thing that was done well, or at least done competently. This movie has none of that. It is hands down one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen, and it's definitely the worst movie of this year. It'll probably be the worst movie of next year and the year after. How's that work? Well, because it's The Bye-Bye Man, so who cares? We found it. Whew! Okay, so glad I got that out of the way. Anyway, so that was my list. I hope 2018 doesn't have movies like The Bye-Bye Man in it, because just with that alone, it'll be a better year. And as always, if you liked any of these movies, that's fine. That's just, you know, this is all opinion. You can like whatever you like, and you can dislike whatever you dislike. Just don't go on the internet and complain for the rest of time because something didn't do what you wanted it to do. I guess that's really the lesson to be learned here. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Give it a like, subscribe if you want. You can do all that. You know how all that works. I'm gonna have links below to my Patreon and to the GoFundMe for the movie I've been working on, because those are something. I'm still working on new episodes of Bad Movie Touch. I think I'm going to be able to get a consistent upload schedule in the near future, so that's been very good. I'm very excited about that, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content that I'm trying to put out here. So check out some of my other videos, and stay tuned for the best films of 2017, because I don't have to talk about the bad ones anymore.